I feel like based on the science rubric, I believe I was effective in communicating the purpose of the lesson. Their responses during the collaborative discussions also reflected their understanding. And based on, I tried to make sure I answer or ask questions based on what the rubric was asking so that I can align it with that. And later on, when I have a chance, I'm gonna make notes of what I heard. And because the class is fairly small, it's easy to remember and recall what, generally what was going on. I guess because I tried to use those GLAD strategies, I felt like I was able to introduce a lot of the strategies, whether it be the learning target, whether it be the literacy awards, the input chart, the here, there chant, the 3 personal standards, and so forth. I guess for me, organization is the most important, is the paramount to the success of every or any lesson. Planning is critical because if you don't have good planning, therefore you're going to have a lot more behavioral problems. So for example, let's say I didn't have the thermometers with me and I stood up and walked away to go get it at my desk. I'll probably will have a party when I return, that kind of thing. So especially at kindergarteners. I don't know if you saw the movie Kindergarten Cop, and they said kindergarten is like the ocean and you never turn your back to the ocean. As documented in the Danielson model for effective teaching, the indicators of managing student behaviors are really the foundation to the success of your lesson. So if you have those clear standards established from day one, the student should have a good understanding of what's expected. And I don't know if you saw or you noticed, but I always throw it back to them, giving them the responsibility to make the good choices. And like one of the students said, we need to use our brain rather than I tell them. They should be thinking about what they're doing before they're doing it. So just giving them that autonomy, giving them that personal responsibility and being independent for themselves.
And I saw, I noticed you use some call and response techniques as well. And those ones
like Kaibai, they like that. So what that is, it's just a real fast way for them to start focusing back. Even the singing of the songs, and many times, as you can tell, I'll make it up as I go along based on what the problem or the situation is. So sometimes I'll end up laughing myself because, or sometimes like even the thermometers, I forget what I had said because I just made it up then and there. But I noticed that if you do those kind of things, the kids gravitate and focus on you much faster than if I were to say, Javier, pay attention, Michael, pay attention, and so forth. That's what I've learned over the years of teaching. Yeah. I feel that I was able to provide as many opportunities as possible. Many times our lessons are, a lot of time is spent on the floor because we're trying to feed them new information. But I try to intermittently provide those hands-on activities in between so that I can lengthen their time in sitting on the floor. And so far, for the most part, I think that they're doing okay. I mean, a lot of them are still 5 years old, some are 6, and to be sitting on the floor for a long length of time is difficult. But if you mix things up, they can do it. They really can do it. My students are really positive. They have a really positive attitude, and therefore any kind of participation they really enjoy. And then when I was talking about the thermometer, what I thought was easy, recording the temperature, is not necessarily easy for them. So when I went around and I saw that some of them still were having a hard time, at least it's meaningful in the sense that I'm taking that temperature check. I'm doing that assessment so that I don't keep on talking and all that time they didn't understand what was going on. Well, this is the first year we're doing STEM scopes, and really the first year that we're really trying to do as many GLAD strategies as possible. So just trying to fine tune that and providing more hands-on, like I said, providing more hands-on experiments for the kids so that hopefully maybe in high school or even in college, then maybe they'll pursue an area in science, yeah, because that's the new thing, STEM, science, technology.